Okay, good. This is a week 1 call for level 2 training group for Team Super Fit and Team to the Max. A little bit small group tonight, so we're just gonna go over the points that we're gonna cover, and then hopefully everyone will see the recording, since it is recording. So again, my name is Erin Wester. I don't know if everybody here knows who I am, but I'm a 1-star diamond coach. In June, I'll have been coaching for 5 years. Just really working on developing my team and helping my team to be successful. That's really what these groups are all about, is helping you guys and showing you guys how to do the work, how we do it, so that you guys can do the same. The biggest point I'm going to talk about today was the importance of being on Shakeology Home Direct and keeping your coaches on Shakeology Home Direct. Keeping active coaches on Shakeology Home Direct is going to keep you cycling. Most people have a stronger leg and a weaker leg. So basically, each coach that stays on Shakeology Home Direct is going to be a cycle for you, which is going to be $14 to $18 depending on your rank. So for each person that is on Shakeology, that's extra money in your pocket just by showing your coaches the importance of staying on Shakeology, being a product of the product. And even if they don't use it all the time, get the packets and use it as samples, and you can write it off that way. So me and my husband we get one for ourselves and one for samples, and that's how we all stay active. So Shakeology Home Direct is huge. Anything you want to say on that, Stuart?
Yes. What we've been trying to do, Team Get Super Fit, if you haven't noticed over the past year or so, is we've really been trying to promote the value of Shakeology within our challenge groups, and specifically within our 21-day fix group, because that's really our best group that we have with 225 people. And, the reason why we do that is, people may order a challenge pack, but they may not really understand the value of Shakeology. And Shakeology is what's going to help them get the best results, but it's also what's going to help us make the most money. And you guys who are new in this group may not understand that it's not about the challenge pack. It's about the ongoing Shakeology order, because your challenge pack, let's say the 21-day fix $160 challenge pack, that's only 45 team volume points. So that's not going to really help you cycle very much. That's not going to help your team cycle very much, right? The Shakeology that kicks in the next month is 90 team volume points. So that's what we want to duplicate within our team, is the 90 team volume points, and not one challenge pack and then done type situation where they don't reorder. So we really want to build strong relationships with people, and we want to help them understand that Shakeology is going to help them get the best results. And, obviously by using Shakeology ourselves, that and continuing to promote it and promote how it's benefiting us, that's what's going to make that happen. So I think from what we've done over the last 6 months to a year, I've certainly seen an increase in my volume. And with using the scripts that we use to invite people to the challenge groups and really getting their emotional why, I've noticed less return orders as well within our team, which is always a good thing, because on the flip side, negative 90 team volume points really hurts your team cycle bonuses as well. So
true.
Another thing that has really helped me with that retention is, if they're having a challenge pack, when they're at about 3 weeks and they're just a customer, you should be really talking to them about staying on the Shakeology. And that's when you can go into how you can get the discount coaching, and then they will get the discount on their Shakeology, and then they also sign up to be a coach for free because they bought a challenge pack. And that can build them into becoming a coach, and then build them into being a working coach eventually, which I've done that with a bunch of my coaches on my team.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that point. I'd like to add to that. Bottom line for me is, I want someone to get the best price they can on Shakeology. Even if it means I don't get the commission on it, I would rather they stay on it, right? Because if they just quit altogether, nobody benefits from that. But if they get it cheaper, at least they're still getting results and you're still getting the volume for that.
And I think that people can really tell that we are trying to help them and we care for their own best stuff, by offering the discount.
Exactly. And I use wording like, well, I just always want to offer, for people to save money. Most people like to save money. And it's true, some people still, I have one person who's been on Shakeology for, I don't even know how long, at least a year now. And she refuses to convert to a coach. She just wants to pay more. And that's totally fine. But most people aren't like that. And the wording I kind of use is, if you guys don't know, if they ordered a challenge pack in the past, anytime in the future, they can convert to a coach for free. Mm-hmm. So the wording I use is, you save $32 on your next Shakeology order, and then you save $16 a month every month after that. And the way I come up with those numbers is that there's no business service fee the first month, right? And then the $32 savings, because they're only paying $97.46 for the Shakeology instead of $129.95. Then the next month they have the $15.95 that kicks in. So then obviously it's only a $16 savings. But that people are very receptive to that. And if we can get everyone on our team duplicating that process, our volume will go crazy. And as I've told many of you, volume is king. It's all about volume. It's not really about rank. Your team cycle bonus caps out at $250 a week for Emerald. And I think there are a lot of people out there who would be very happy with $250 a week in team cycle bonuses.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Actually, kind of a funny story about that I'll actually share. I've been coaching for a very long time, and I became diamond in 100 days. Then I kind of just let my business drop. I'm still getting team volume, but I let myself drop down to Emerald, and I was maxing out at 250 for like 3 years, just not really knowing any better. And I was losing out on 2 or 3 times that much a week just by staying at Emerald and not pushing for the volume and not pushing for growing the team. So capping out at 250 isn't great as you start to build, and even if you're not doing anything, stuff is going on under you like crazy. Like you can be doing nothing and be getting volume from the other people on your team. And we're getting to get a pretty big organization at this point. So you're kind of just losing out on free money.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to add to that as well. Maybe not quite as severe as the example that Erin gave, where she could have been making, let's say, $500 a week, but instead she was only making $250. So she was like losing $250 a week. And it was probably more than that, but so the other example that is more realistic for you guys is that some of you guys have like, maybe 500 volume points a week in your strong leg. By not being Emerald, you're not accumulating that 500 points, that 500 team volume points in your strong leg. And so that's gone forever. So you can never cash out on that in the future. Whereas if you're Emerald, you accumulate that volume in your strong leg and it carries over from week to week. So for example, my wife's business center right now has 60,000 team volume points carry over in the strong leg, which I think equates to around, $5,000 in potential team cycle bonuses sitting there. So if that business center wouldn't have been Emerald, then there would have been no possibility to ever bank out that $5,000. So bottom line, get to Emerald ASAP, because you're missing out otherwise.
And bottom line, get to Success Club, because you're missing out on leads, you're missing out on commission, you're missing out on going on the Success Club trip. When I first was a coach, I had no clue. Obviously, there wasn't Success Club when I first started, but I didn't know anything about Success Club. I never even hit Success Club until April of last year. Like, why am I not hitting Success Club? It's not that hard. And I've hit it every month since then. So going from 0 Success Club points to like 12 in 1 month. I mean, it's really about inviting to those free eating challenge groups and converting them to a challenge pack from the script that we give you. Because now the clean eating group is over, so now it's time to start converting them to challenge packs. I mean, big thing that I do that really works is how I've hit Success Club every month without even inviting people as I post, you know, buy Shakeology and get Pio for $10. I'm at Success Club 4 just doing that. I posted that like 3 times this month, and I'm already at Success Club 4. So even something as simple as that, and obviously not saying it all over the place and spewing it everywhere, 1 post a day. Oh, Beachbody. And I don't have to chase people. People will come to me and ask me. And it's just easier that way. And as you grow, get more and more people, friends on your like page, it'll get easier for that to happen.
Right. That's where longevity comes in and just sticking with it. I have a good example of, you know, a point I got this month is from one of my customers from like 2 or 3 years ago, and she kind of went away and just came back, and all of a sudden she saw a post I made on Instagram, and then she tagged me on there and said that she had just ordered Shakeology. Do I still get credit? And I looked in my online office, and yeah, I was like, yeah, I see your order there. So the longer you stick around and stay consistent with the business, you're going to just get these, it just accumulates, you know. So.
I mean, I don't even have a crazy amount of likes on my fan page because I wasn't really building it until up to a year ago. I think I was at maybe 700 likes a year ago. And then just advertising for $1 a day, I am up to like 2,600 likes in a year. I mean,
Wow.
Just in a year, you can grow almost 2,000 likes, and that was just spending $1 a day.
Nice. Welcome, Maybell and Jessica.
Hey. We didn't see Johan's message.
Okay. So we were just talking about the importance of getting to Emerald, about volume, team cycle bonuses, carryover volume, keeping people on Shakeology, all that kind of stuff. So you can go back and watch, you know, the first part of the recording if you guys want. But bottom line is, you know, there's a lot of benefits to getting to Emerald and keeping your Emerald. Otherwise, you're kind of missing out on a lot of opportunities. And kind of the same thing goes with Success Club as well. I'll toss it back to you, Erin. Sorry.
No, I don't even know where I was at. Oh, I was talking about like pages. Yeah, so even without a whole ton of likes, even putting a post, boosting a post every once in a while. I mean, I haven't even been running a whole lot of ads the past month, and I still have hit Success Club every month, and it's from posting and then making sure you're following up with people. And I go through the whole script with them. You know, I find out their goals. No, I just don't be like, oh, yeah, Shakeology's $130, Pio is $10, it's $140. I don't. That's what I would have probably used to have done, which was horrible. But just really forming them and really getting to know them. And, you know, they'll say, well, how much is it? And they'll say, well, I just want to make sure it's a good fit before we talk about price. And there's a couple options. That's how I always think about it. There's a couple options, you know, don't go to the price right away. And as now that the cleaning group is over, it's a good time to start transitioning people to getting challenge packs because they'll be asking, well, what's next? What can I do next? You know, trying to get more recipes, trying to get whatever, trying to be in the next group again, but really trying to show them the value of Shakeology. 21-day fix is always easy to transition people into. I'm having pretty good results with Pio this month. As I said, already at 4 points already, so.
Yeah, I have to give myself I have to give myself a pat on the back. I posted a video in our clean eating group today. You know, yesterday was the last day, and I just basically said, you know, we really want you guys to reach out to your coach and just, you know, find out how you can continue. And I talked about how, you know, this Beachbody lifestyle, you know, has really worked great for us coaches in the group, anywhere from like a month up to 5 years. And so we hope that that could work for you as well. And I just made a 90-second video. And I had someone message me today and say, hey, coach, how can I continue? So there's another, plug for videos. I talk a lot about making videos. And I think when they can see your face and hear your voice, it always makes a difference versus just reading your posts.
Absolutely. I wanted to reiterate the point that Stuart made a while back, that if you're not Emerald, that you're losing all that volume on your thing, really.
You're breaking up, Johan. Come back to us.
I don't know, Stuart, it's not as many as Ashley, but it's quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about how my wife has 60,000 carryover volume points in her strong leg in her business center, which is about $5,000 in team cycle bonuses sitting there waiting to be cashed out. So it's a beautiful thing.
And not to like say crazy things, but for those 3 years that I was Emerald, my strong leg, at this point, I have over 1 million carryover volume in that strong leg because I let it just sit for 3 years and didn't build my other side at all. So that can show you what can happen in 3 years if you have one super strong leg.
Yeah, thank goodness that you never went inactive, because you would have lost all that.
Yeah, I never went inactive. I always stayed on Shakeology, even when I wasn't doing anything for 3 years.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
So it's just kind of all sitting there, but it's starting to catch up. It's okay.
That's right.
So that's kind of an extreme example, but.
Mm-hmm. I would say all your business owners has got to go onto your weak leg from now on. So.
Yeah, it is. I don't do anything on my strong leg except keep rank. That's it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Right.
That's good for us, though. That's good for us.
Mm-hmm.
And what Aaron is talking about, guys, is what happens when you have a sponsor that is bringing people in, putting it above you, and as you are maybe a little bit lower down on your team's downline, there are coaches above you that's also bringing people. That's all contributing to your downline total and your volume. So don't disregard that. It's not just the people you sign up, but the people that other people sign up as well.
Yeah, I think that
I was also
that strong leg, I think, has Barbie Deckers' 4th business center under it. I think that's what's there. That's crazy volume.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was going to tell you guys, and I wanted to mention that on this call as well, because I'm picking it up here and there a little bit, and we have been talking about it somewhat tonight. And I'm right now doing, I belong to GoPro All Access, which is nothing to do with Rise the movie. It's just all the training and stuff in there. And I'm doing Formula One training. And Eric Worre said that when you start, and this is really, that Formula One is really about how to start off being in network marketing and what to do. And he said that before you join network marketing, he said most of us have had a job and we use the income from that to pay our bills. When we start a network marketing business, we need to take the money and put it back into our business and not pay our bills with that. You know, and I know some people have, you know, the Beachbody was such a blessing for them that it helped them to pay the bills that they couldn't pay. But if that's not been the case for you and you have been able to make budget and pay for yourself and pay your own bills, take that money and definitely pay yourself first. And I can mention that every month or every week we take money out of the account for clothing that we want to buy at Summit. We take out money for workout programs. We do the envelope system from Dave Ramsey. We also stick money away in envelopes for Summit, Success Club trip, and for GoPro events. And then we take money that about 10% that we keep for ourselves. For some reason, right now we're using that to pay off debt. So we pay ourselves first every month. And once I have taken that money out, all the rest of the money goes back into my business, mainly into Facebook ads, but some other forms of support and training and personal development.
Very good point. I've done the same as well. You know, my biggest business expenses are Facebook ads, which I don't spend a lot on, but it's still one of my biggest expenses. I got Facebook ads, obviously the trip to Summit every year, the Success Club trip every year, which is of course earned, but I got to pay for the flights, and you know, if I take my family, and then things like the GoPro event or the John Maxwell event that I went to.
Right. That's what I mean by, you know, taking some of those things out, paying for yourself, because when you go to those events, it's not just your business that grows, but you grow yourself as a person as well. So yeah, I mean, guess that's what I wanted to say, you know, is you've got to put money back into your business. And this is the point where I wanted to link to that, is that we are tempted to sign up people just as challengers to get that commission. But the point that Stuart made is that people will stay in Shakeology a lot longer as a coach, and it builds volume, and volume is where it's all about. We need to step away from that mentality of wanting to make a lot of money right away, but rather think long term, and thinking that when you are signing up coaches, even as a discount coach, you are building a team and you're building volume, and which is a long-term approach. It's nice to have the commission to help fund your business, but I promise you, if your volume gets up a little bit, you will also get a nice enough cycle bonus to fund your business from that. And you're always going to make a certain commission from the challenge pack in the first month.
Yeah, you know, there was a time when I probably got more Success Club points than I do now. You know, nowadays I get anywhere from like 12 to 14 a month, but you know, there's been plenty of times when I've had, you know, well over 20.
Yes.
And, you know, Johan and I always compare Success Club points, so he knows. But you know, there's a couple things about that. One is I really wasn't establishing good relationships and really connecting with people on an emotional level, to really help them understand why they want to do this. And I just lost my train of thought. The other part is that what I realized was it was more important to help my team than to really, for me, you know, to get 20 something points versus, you know, 12. That's not what it's about. It's more about helping my team. So yeah, I shifted my focus at that point from, you know, going for more points and really trying to sell challenge packs to establishing better and deeper relationships with people and helping my team. So
yeah,
because you can only do so much as one individual in your business, you know. And of course, when I started out as a coach, I had no clue about building a team. I just thought the whole point was just to sell a bunch of Shakeologies, you know. Yeah. So, but it doesn't quite work that way.
I think for me, I'm not a huge Success Club point person. I mean, I always get Success Club 5, you know, sometimes I'm usually about 6 or 8. Sometimes I'll get 10, 12, but if I get more than like 10, I feel like I just can't give them all the attention that is going to keep them on Shakeology. That's going to help them get results, because they buy from you. You can't just let them just go and just not help them and not coach them, because that's what I used to do. And then they would always obviously cancel their Shakeology, you know, block me on Facebook, and I wasn't doing anything. So really the 6 to 10 Success Club points is better for me. And in the past, obviously I had a team, I was Diamond, but I didn't support them. So I would rather recruit my 1 or 2 coaches a month and be able to actually support them and help them build than just recruit. I don't know how the people that recruit like 8 people a week can do. I don't know how they do it, because my like 2 a month is right good for me. I mean, that's whatever, 12 to 20 a year. That's not horrible. But for me, I've grown it slow, and it's really finally starting to pay off after 5 years. I mean, now I'm consistently more than double my social work salary. So that shows you what consistency can do. So now we just have to double it again so I can stay home.
Yeah.
But it's really about building it slow and still giving people the support by not building crazy because I just couldn't do it. And I would feel guilty and bad.
That's where I'm eating tonight, Stuart.
Bonefish?
Yep.
Nice. That's a good place. Thought that's what that was. What I've noticed as well after making this shift to helping my team is that my my weekly commissions are very consistent and pretty stable, and it's a lot less work on my part. So that's pretty awesome. Making the same amount of money versus with less work. So, and that's only going to go up.
I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to cover.
Yeah, I have a few other points here that we had talked about.
I totally lost track of the list. I'm sorry.
No. So,
Stuart.
Yes.
Can you hold that thought for a second? Because I want to go into this restaurant and it's going to be noisy, so I'm going to have to mute myself. I just wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah.
What I said that in the group too is that people that still have a warm market really have no excuse not to have that Power of 3 form with the friends part on top, and the messages should be freaking plumb full. There's no excuse why you cannot do that. If you are doing Facebook ads to bring people in, it's a different story. You don't get that many, and you need to really prospect in a lot of places. But while you still have a lot of friends, you should be having those messages, especially, should be full.
It's a very good point. If you look at my Power of 3s every week, the messages row is almost always happy birthday messages to people. And I don't put it on their wall. I actually send them a message.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. And it fills out that Power of 3s for me.
I never even thought of doing that because that's always what's blank for me is my messages because it's always blank.
It's really the best way. It's really the best way. Some days I get, Facebook notifies me every day. And so some days there's 5 or 6 people who have birthdays. There I go. That's all my, I don't really count coaches, but most of them, I can get at least from 1 to 3 of those a day. And they do appreciate that. And
I have 7 birthdays a day for people because I have 3,000 friends on Facebook. So
yeah, there you go.
They might be coaches, but.
So there is no excuse to not at least have one, message a day on your Power of 3s. At least one.
Yeah, it's always what's
somebody probably has a birthday. So I was wondering, based on the homework for the pre-level 2 group homework, did anybody have any questions about that? Because there were 3 videos in there: Success Club, what is it? The benefits of Success Club, and Emerald, and what are their benefits? Out of those 3 videos, those were 5 minutes each. And then if you have a spouse, why it's the best decision to sponsor them as a coach. That video is 4 minutes, I think, something like that. Not very long. So that's a lot of stuff in only 20 minutes worth of videos. Does anybody have any questions about anything that was in those videos?
I think I really should have a comment though, to getting to Emerald. When I first got to Emerald, I didn't have a spouse. I signed my mom. Get my husband to Emerald, I signed my dad and my brother. So don't have to have a spouse, you just have to have a family member.
Right. We were talking before you started the recording that, it's really not that difficult to get to Emerald. I didn't know what I was doing when I started. I had no clue. And I was able to get to Emerald within a couple months. So I didn't keep it very long. The person canceled their Shakeology or whatever, and then I got it back. But if I could do it, not knowing what the heck I was doing, you guys can definitely do that. So no other questions about any of the homework or anything? Next item that we were talking about was any general questions that anybody has. Anything we can help you guys with? if you're watching the recording, please post your questions. Jen, do you have any? Jen Garza, do you have any questions?
I did have a question, but how do you manage your time? I'm having a lot of difficulty, like, doing that, like, with school, work, and then to come home and still exercise and post my, what I have to do and message people,
Yeah. It's a great question. I mean, I can give you an example of kind of how I manage my time. First thing I do in the morning is I check my Coach Online office. I see, how the volume's doing, how, for me, I'm really concerned with how my coaches are doing. So I want to see how many Success Club points they have. That usually doesn't take very long. And then I'll work on some social media stuff, scheduling some posts and stuff like that. That doesn't usually take very long either. Maybe half an hour, just depends. Then, I return any messages. Again, usually doesn't take that long. I might do some follow-ups. So I'll probably spend an hour, before I leave to go to work, I'll probably spend an hour. And then, let's see, what else? I have my Facebook ad that kind of just runs on its own. So that just kind of runs. And I run, here's a new piece of information for you guys. I've decided that Saturday is not a good day to run an ad. Let me know if you guys disagree, if anybody else sees.
I agree.
Okay.
Totally
So
agree.
Sunday is good. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think those are the days.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have any other data for me, let me know. But I think I've gotten it down to that.
I
So
agree.
anyway, my ad just kind of runs, and I get people coming in, and I actually get texts. We can teach you how to do this later, Jen. But anyway, I got to respond to those texts at some point, right? So I usually respond to those at lunch because I figure people can probably get texts during lunch, and I have that down to a process, so that doesn't take long at all. And I'm just literally copying and pasting the same text. When I get to work, I usually check a few more things, see if anybody else messaged me, and then I go do my workout. And a lot of times I'll take a video while I'm working out, post that, and then like I said, at lunchtime, respond to messages, do a little bit more posting. Maybe post something in the level 2 or 3 group. And then in the evening, I'm on these calls, and also really, I mean, the bulk of my time is really spent prospecting, talking to people, inviting them to the Clean Eating Challenge, following up, starting new conversations, taking them through the 5-step process of inviting them from the Clean Eating Challenge to continue with the Challenge Pack. And so those are pretty much my activities. So if you can just focus on those core activities that you need to do, you'll be successful. And I think you can manage your time and figure out those windows. Like for me, it's before work, it's lunchtime, and it's in the evening. What are those windows for you? You kind of have to get that schedule for yourself.
I see.
And, there's a lot of other things I would love to be doing. Like I would love to be doing more videos and just things like that. But those things get down the list. Really prospecting is king, like, talking to people, finding out how you can help them, making sure that you're consistent posting on social media, at least one post a day, at least one. You'll always see me do one post a day. Even when I'm in Cancun this coming, week, I've got posts scheduled for all those days. So does that help?
Yeah, it helps.
I'll share mine too for a little bit of difference. For me, I'm not a morning person at all. I mean, I'm pregnant with twins too. That's part of it. But I'm not a morning person. I would rather stay up till midnight and get up at 7. That's just works for me. So in the morning, I may post to group. I usually do my group posts, things like that, and respond to some messages. That's really all I do in the morning. And then for my job, I'm literally in my car all day. But during my lunch, I will respond to messages. That's the only thing I'll do at lunchtime is respond to messages. And then after work, I try to spend time with my family, but I'm doing messages too. And then basically when my son goes to bed, I do my workout, and then I make sure all my ads are right. And as Stuart said, like really prospecting from ads. That's what I do. just like Stuart, is I do the clean eating ad and get people in clean eating and then transition them to challenge groups. And I do a lot of posts on my page, like the buy Shakeology, get pie over $10. I do a lot of that. And people have been watching me long enough. I mean, this is just because I've been doing it for so long that they'll comment to me. Or I'll write down, if someone has been interested in a certain program, I'll write it down and keep it on my list so that when it goes on sale, I message them and then they almost always buy it because that's the program they were interested in. But I really only, probably morning, probably a half-hour messages, lunch, a half hour on messages, and then at night, I basically do a power hour after work. That's it. So I put in 2 hours minus these calls and things like that. But I only put in 2 hours a day, and I maybe put in an hour a day on the weekends because that's for family.
Yeah,
and it just works for me because I have to give time to my family or I'll feel guilty.
Yeah, Johan just posted a message saying, join the 5 a.m. club. And, you know, yeah, some days I get up at 5:30, you know, I'm always up by 6. So, yeah, I just, it depends on how far you want to go in the business. You know, do you want to get up earlier to make this happen? Do you want to get to diamond? You know, do you just want to cover the cost of your Shakeology? Whatever your goals are, you know, obviously the farther you want to take it, the more work you're going to have to put in. But really use that power of 3 sheet, because everything that Aaron and I talked about for the most part is on that power of 3s, and that'll be your guideline of what you need to kind of check off every day. And the only thing I guess that's kind of missing on the power of 3s is like your social media posts, and that's where the social media content map, you know, from Sandy Krakowski comes in.
I take 15 minutes a night to schedule my post for the next day because I'm driving. I can't be on my phone.
Right.
I mean, I just can't. So I schedule my posts the day before, and it takes me 20 minutes to do. So
I have most of my posts scheduled, but I'm on my phone all the time while I'm driving.
You're naughty. I'm always in big cities, so I would get in big trouble.
No, that doesn't work. I drive a lot of county roads and interstates, so it works a little bit better for me. And Suri is good. She doesn't always play along, but she helps a little bit.
Yes, I tried the Siri thing. It just doesn't work. I must not enunciate. I don't know. But I mean, I do this in 2 hours a day, so it can be done. I'm very, very busy, so and I can still do it.
When do you do your personal development?
I do my personal development in the car. I'm in the car for 3 or 4 hours a day. So I listen to podcasts. I probably do 2 hours of personal development a day. I listen to Danny Johnson podcasts. I listen to Shalene. I listen to Sean T. They have a Beachbody podcast where you can literally see all the coach calls from years and years and years ago. I just listen to podcasts on my phone. I probably do about 2 hours a day.
I'm glad you asked that question, Jessica. I do the same thing. I'm in the car anywhere from 1 to 2 hours a day. And yeah, I do the same thing. Listen to a lot of personal development, mentoring for free. You guys have probably seen me post. I listen to a lot of their calls. mffaudios.com. You can go check those out. So,
okay, so I need to get smart with Android and podcasts.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I have an iPhone. Sorry. But I've also used Audibles. Like I've gotten John Maxwell books on Audibles.
Right. Yeah, I have Eat That Frog on Audible.
Mm-hmm. So I've done Audibles too. When there's a certain book that I want to read, I'll do Audibles.
Right, I do that as well. On the mentoring for free, it's not very mobile friendly, and they don't have a podcast or anything. So I do the old school thing, and I get all the MP3 links, and I email them to myself, and then I can click the email link is clickable. I tried to use Evernote, but that didn't work very well because it's not a clickable link. So anyway, that's how I do that. But yeah, I'm always listening to something in the car. So, and it helps. It helps a lot. Jen, did you have any other questions?
Just how do you keep motivated, like with your clean eating and the exercising? Because it's hard for me, like to clean eat. I mean, I'm trying, but my husband, he is not into all that. Like he eats burgers, pizza, and it's really hard for me because I mean, I love food, but I really want to do this, So how do you, motivated?
Well, my wife isn't the cleanest eater either. She does okay, but she's not as strict as I am. It's a little hard to explain. I don't think it can really be put into words, like why I eat the way I do. But what I can put into words is that it definitely makes a difference in your business to be able to show those results. And so that's one of the things that does keep me motivated to keep on track and keep my fitness going and my clean eating going. Although that's not the main thing, But
I can tell you, it's a huge struggle for me. It's always been a struggle for me. I go up and down all the time, especially now that I'm pregnant with twins. It's a little harder to eat clean because I don't really want that stuff, but I make myself do 2 Shakeologies a day. That's just me because I can't really eat at nighttime. So
you can do 2 Shakeologies a day? I
do 2 Shakeologies a day. My doctor said it's good because I'll get the nutrients that because I can't eat at night. So the only thing I can keep down is Shakeology. But I mean, I yo-yo and I can tell like a difference, like when I'm not working out, when I'm not eating right, when I'm not doing my Shakeology. I don't make as much money. Whereas like when I'm doing the 21-day fix, when I'm documenting and showing, I made more money. So it really shows you that you need to be a product of the product and show people your journey. I mean, if I'm not where I want to be. I'm barely ever where I want to be. But to be honest about your struggles and show that you're a person just like everybody else and you're not just the super fit person that is unattainable, is if you can document your journey and show people you struggle, I think that they can relate to you better.
I think you have to find your why within yourself. I mean, take a look at Maybell. There's something burning inside that woman that just keeps her just going. And I mean, she's just killing it, she's just like on a mission. And so, how do you want to be? Like, do you want to be on a mission like that? Why? That's what you have to decide for yourself. And what's going to motivate you? Is it is it the business? Is it like looking hot in a bikini? I don't know what that is for you. You have to decide that. But I think each and every one of us have some reason why we want to achieve our fitness goals.
I was gonna say it's just basically the burning desire within you that keeps you motivated. I mean, what exactly do you want? What do you want to achieve? So.
Do y'all guys meal prep or do y'all guys just go on like meal by meal? I thought that would help, but I mean, 'cause sometimes we get lazy to cook or something, so.
I meal prep every Sunday. Every Sunday. I grocery shop and I meal prep every Sunday.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm completely different. I don't meal prep, but I meal plan. I don't have anything in the house that I'm not going to cook with that week. Like I plan exactly what I'm going to make for what meals, and I will only buy that stuff. And we started going to this grocery store that only sells organic stuff because then we can't buy the crap because we don't have it. And I make a list. This is what we're going to make this week. And then I buy the groceries and that's all I buy. And I don't go off the list. That's how we do it. Like we plan what we're going to take for our lunches. We plan what we're going to put in our Shakeology and we buy exactly what we're going to do that week and we don't stray. And that works for us. Because my husband he likes to drink beer, he's an Emerald coach, but he doesn't do anything. He goes to Summit. He does all those things, but if I didn't cook the good foods, he wouldn't eat it. I say, this is what you're going to eat. And he says, okay.
Jen,
I wish my husband was like that.
Go in the clean eating group and look at Maybell's meal prep from yesterday. It's pretty hardcore.
Okay.
But
I never do that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's because, I work just like everybody else. I'm full-time, and I really don't have time to be thinking about what do I want to eat, or, with 21 Day Fix, for me, what works is that it's regimented every day. It's the same thing every day. Now, dinner is a totally different story. It's whatever me and my husband are in the mood for, in the evening time. But when I'm at work, after my workout in the morning, it's, my post-recovery, whatever, shake, and then it's breakfast snack, lunch snack, and then I come home and eat dinner. It's just the same thing over and over again. So it's just structure for me. It's easier that way.
Yeah.
I kind of do the same thing as you. I just don't package it all up like that. But we have 2 refrigerators at work, so I can kind of keep it all separate and then put it together then. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. And then I don't stray from the plan, and I don't get tempted to go out and, eat out all the time.
See, at my house, dinner time is crazy. So that's why it's so important to me to prep and plan on Sunday. And actually, so all I have to do is reheat in the afternoons, or else we're going to fall off the wagon. We're going to end up at a fast food joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, Jen, there's a saying, success leaves clues. And if you look at the successful coaches on our team, people like Maybell, Becky Wiseman, Christine Dragos, Sally, Jamie Delsey, all those people have pretty darn good fitness results. And so it's very easy for them to share that with others, and, others, get inspired by that and come on board. So. It works.
I have my 21 Day Fix transformation from, last April, where I lost like 11 pounds, and I use that all the time. I'm not there right now, I'm like 10 pounds above there, but that's still pretty good to me, especially since I'm pregnant. But and I plan on really documenting after these kiddos are out, really documenting and really working hard to finally get the final transformation that's going to stay. Yeah. Obviously, I kind of got roadblocked because I was working on that, but just really, and being vulnerable to people and showing them that it's hard for you too.
I think Mabel's done a really good job with that. She totally inspires me with.
And you inspire me.
Her own self in there, and that's what keeps me going seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was kind of hard at first, I have to admit, to put myself out there, because I was always afraid of being judged, and you have to really overlook that. And one thing that I've learned, and I keep saying it in the back of my head, what other people think of you is really none of your business. You're just out there, you're a coach, you're out there to inspire and lead by example. And that's the only thing you can really do. And you'll get some really, loyal followers from it. And that's how your business grows.
I've had customers that have stuck around for 5 years because they can relate to me.
Yeah.
And they still order. A lot are still in Shakeology, and they maybe didn't buy Shakeology 4 years ago, but something all of a sudden clicked where they're gonna continue to follow you because there's something about you that they're gonna follow. Mm-hmm. And you really have to make sure you put yourself out there, because I feel that I put myself out there a lot. And that's how I probably grew my like page to 2,000 people in a year, is because I put myself out there. Because I'm not my ideal body. I'm not perfect. No, I struggle a lot. You just have to let people know.
Yeah. One of the things that you have to understand, Jen, is that people join you. They don't join Beachbody, but they join you as a coach. As their coach or their mentor. That's the reason why they join. So, you probably joined because of me. I know you like the fitness programs and all that, but you and I established a relationship, right? And so that's really what it's about, because you could have gotten, Insanity Max 30 and Shakeology from anywhere. You could have joined any any team as a coach, right? But you and I formed a relationship, and so that's what you want to do with people. You know, you want to inspire people, and you want to be helpful and attract people who you can help. So,
I do have a question. This may be silly. So after somebody starts, like purchases Shakeology from you and they start following you, how often do you check in with them? I mean, they may not, like I've had people purchase 21-day fix for me. And so, once a month or so, I try to check in with them if I don't see them, involved in our group or whatever. How is that should I do that more frequently?
I honestly ask them how much they want me to follow up with them.
Okay.
I have some people that say follow up with me 3 days a week, and I have it on my calendar to follow up with them 3 days a week. Almost everybody who stays active on Shakeology, I follow up once a week. And they almost all respond because they're active on Shakeology. But in the beginning, I asked, I said, how much support are you looking for? How often do you want me to check in with you? And it's been working really well because most of my people have stayed on Shakeology. So
that's a really great tip, Erin.
Do you schedule those follow-ups, Erin?
Yes, I have a reminder in my phone to follow up with this person. And then I know who I'm going to follow up with tonight at 9:30 because it's in my phone and it's going to remind me. So I schedule them all. It's like 25 people and it's all different days, but most of them are weekly. And there's certain days they want to be followed up with. But I ask them. And it's gotten a lot of people to repeat order different programs. It has worked way better than what I used to do. It's just, whenever I feel like following up with them, I'm going to follow up. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's really a great tip. I learned something.
There you go. And I learned to send happy birthday messages.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah, it's tough though because you don't know how often to follow up with people. So now, why not ask them?
Right.
I have one that wants me to follow up 3 times a week, and I do. And she responds 3 days a week because that's what she asked for.
So how do you guys keep your messages to a minimum? I mean, sometimes I'll message somebody and the conversation goes on and on and on. And I honestly don't have, I can't spend all night chatting with somebody on Messenger.
I'm honest. I tell them, I got to go. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm honest. I need to sleep.
That's usually what I do.
I'm honest. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I need to get some sleep.
Yeah.
I just be honest with them. I'm like, can we talk? And we set up a time for the next day to chat, and that's how I do it.
Cool.
Most people are short with me, but some really like to tell me their life story, so I usually cut it quickly.
Yeah, I actually messaged one of my challengers, and she was carrying on a conversation, and she had said she was trying not to be a couch potato. She hadn't done her workout yet. Well, I said, well, I'm not going to keep you anymore. Get off the couch and go do your workout. Do it now. Run. Don't walk.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. I have a hard time managing my time with messages and stuff. So.
I make myself only do it at certain times. If they're going to be mad about waiting 12 hours for my message, they're not worth my time. Like, I get back to you within the day. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Say, I'm busy. I'm tired. They have to wait. And if they're not understanding, you don't want them. Or else they're going to always be messaging you and always, like, every day want to talk to you, and you don't have time for that.
Yeah. For sure.
What I like about inviting people, the way I do to the Clean Eating Challenge, I get as many people as I can in the Clean Eating Challenge. And then I hate to say this, but I only message the good ones, Not that I don't message the others, but, I spend most of my effort on messaging the ones who, really participated in things like that. So it kind of helps me manage my time.
That's a good point, Stuart. You used a Wufoo form for your creating challenge?
Yes.
Because I've been running ads and I'll say message me, and then I'll pretty much be inviting everybody. But it seems like, half the challengers I get don't really actively engage, or, they sign up, they're in the group, and they don't do anything. Or you'll message them and, they don't even reply to your message. So a lot of times I feel like I'm wasting my time. And I'm trying to think if I should reestablish my Wufoo form to get more information from them to see who's really, wanting to actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
It really works great for me, and it also cuts down the time as well. Because I know when people used to message me on my like page, I used to spend a lot of time messaging, a lot more than I do now. So, and if they fill out my form and I text them and they don't reply, well, that's time saved for me, right? I'm not going to text them again, more than likely. But what I used to do when they would message me is I'd message them and say, hey, thank you for messaging me. And I'd ask them a question and they wouldn't respond. And I'd message them again. And I spent a lot more time back then. So I really have my process down now to where if I text them and they don't respond, unless I'm really desperate, I'm probably not going to text them again. So
I do it one time, and then 3 days later I do a follow-up, and then that's it. They're done. They're gone.
Yeah.
Because maybe they didn't get my text message or see it.
Forms?
Do
we have a team call for the Wufoo forms?
Did you do one, Erin? I've never done one.
Me neither.
Okay.
I've only done the Facebook ads.
So let's cover that.
Wufoo, yeah.
Let's cover that next Monday. I think that would be a good one because it's a brilliant tool. It really works nicely.
Well, I haven't
all
used
about
it.
trying to save time.
Yeah, me too.
Because then you don't have to form them as much because you can get the answers from the form.
Right. And they'll give you clues sometimes about how much money they're already wasting. Like if they say something like, I eat out a lot, or, I eat fast food, then you can say something like, well, how much do you spend per month, eating out? And that kind of helps you overcome the price objection as well. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a lot of benefits. So I'm going to put that down for our agenda, include that in our agenda for next Monday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Definitely need to do that. So, well, I think we're about out of time. What do you think, Erin?
It's been an hour.
Yeah, I actually have a prospect I need to call.
Can I do a shout out real quick?
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to Jessica because she messaged me or she told me right before we got back on this call that she has almost 24 contacts for her home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't have time to go through those tonight, but we can help you certainly go through those.
I need all the help I can get.
We're here to help you, so you can do that.
I'm going to stop the recording.